Right, let's take a quick look at the question of the day before we get to trending topics. Here's our question this morning. All right, we'll come back to the question in a short while, but it's about the fuel price. But before that, let's take a look at the trending topics. All right, here they are. First up, hashtag Stellenbosch University. And this is, of course, the story that we've been dealing with since the start of the week. And, of course, just the further developments on it. So at this point, many are saying that the university's action of suspending the student in question, Tiens de Toy, is his name. People saying it's not enough that the university suspended him, and essentially the traction on social media is around calls for Tiens de Toy to be expelled by Stellenbosch University.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just there's so many angles to it. There really are, and this is still an ongoing story. But this is one of the other angles was a press release that came out from the SABC, that's the South African Union of Students, saying the union, along with the rest of the country, recently learnt with dismay the racist attack on a black student at Stellenbosch University. They're calling it brutal and a gruesome attack. It was characterized by a popular and well-established modus operandi, often used by white supremacists and criminals, of urinating on black people, their belongings, and in their personal spaces. This does go on and on and on, and it's a statement from them. But also the story that we are leading with is the university has committed itself to supporting the victim of this alleged racist incident. So there, as we say, there is a lot happening with this story, and we'll just bring it to you as when it develops.
Right, the next one, Banang.
Oh, what is this one?
The one,
now?
the only Banang Mateba. And here is why Banang is trending. So there are a few tweets that Banang has put out. So if we could just pull them up to show you what it says. So Banang basically speaking to Nathi Mthethwa, the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, after watching an interview that the minister did about that flag, the monumental flag project that we've been speaking about, that's going to cost around 22 million rand. And he did an interview with JJ Tabane, and Banang, after watching that, says, "Fire this man. You have no clue what you're doing. Go away, Nathi Mthethwa. You're useless and we all hate you." And directing that at Minister Nathi Mthethwa.
So, I mean, one looks at this and wonders, what was it that, what inspired Banang to go this far? But I tell you what, it's just it's quite a harsh string of tweets, but people are just speaking. I mean, this has just given people a platform to speak about what is going on. So, I mean, as you saw, fire this man, please. We hate you. You have no clue what you're doing. These are the 3 tweets that came from Banang. And it was the conversations like, should this happen? What's going on? Is there something more to this? And, what brought this out? But no idea. We don't know. This is what we woke up to, and we just continue to read it.
What we know is what we are showing you.
Yeah.
This is where it seems to stem from, the conversation around the 22 million rand monumental flag project.
Yeah.
So we asked your views, and most of you had similar feelings about this particular project. So that's why Banang is trending.
Sure. All right. So let's leave Banang there. We'll see what goes on. Nathi Mthethwa, of course, is the one linked to it. So he is the one that Banang was referring to, and this is off that interview that we saw. But I mean, there are many also other issues where Nathi Mthethwa is trending, but I think that is the main one, and particularly with regard to this flag project. And in this particular clip of the interview, he's speaking about how it's going to help the steel industry, because the steel people are going to have to make it, and it's going to glow at night. You'll be able to see this flag, and in the day you'll be able to see this flag, and all of this stuff. But at a time where people are desperate for money in the industry of art. So I think this conversation isn't going away, and I think after this string of tweets, it's going to get even louder. Bushiri, what's happening there?
So, a lot of things, it would seem. people basically, it would seem, lamenting about what is going on in South Africa at the moment, some of the things that have gone wrong. And Bushiri comes into some of the things that have gone wrong. As you would remember, Bushiri escaping accountability in South African courts. To go back to his native Malawi. And people then speak about that, as I say, along with a host of other things. And Man's Not Berry Roo saying, you know, the same people who are buying olive oil, 75 million for 7,500 in 2020 from Bushiri are today complaining about 2 liters of cooking oil for 189 rand. So basically saying, indeed, life is all about priorities. And obviously Nwana Daddy. So those sort of things. Yeah, so it's about that. It seems quite convoluted.
All right. So and then the final one, Kelly Khumalo, all still about this trial, the Senzo Mayiwa trial, and there's just a lot speaking about this. And just again, I know there's calls for petitions, calls to say stop booking Kelly Khumalo until she is broke. Stop booking Kelly until she is broke. And this is a string of words with regard to Kelly Khumalo and saying she was there, she was in the house, she knows what happened. We need to hear from her. You know, it's just a big call for Kelly Khumalo, and everyone else who was in that house must be arrested for the death of Senzo Mayiwa. That's another tweet that's come out.
Indeed.
And it's still more and more and more.
Someone saying that there must be a petition, we should gather signatures in South Africa in order to make sure that this actually happens, that Kelly Khumalo is arrested. So it's all about cancel culture. And we'll play in our own. There she is, Dom Leanne Manas, being bestowed. You know what? I actually have the correct write-up of this thing somewhere on my phone. But there last night, and that was the picture where you were giving that wonderful speech. She was not speaking French,
no, it wasn't.
Very much in English.
Very much in English.
So that the rest of us could understand as well. But what a beautiful moment, and you looked absolutely scintillating.
Thank you. It was just such a beautiful evening, I have to say. I mean, what an honor. You hear about these things happening to other people. It doesn't happen to you, but it did, and it's so
we'll talk more about it later in the show as well.
Absolutely.
But right now we're going to go to a quick break. On the other side of this, Tabby Nsengiwe, who's the General Manager, Public Affairs and Sustainability at Old Mutual, in conversation with Leanne.